If you know the name Lige, you may know that they make pretty good homage watches of famous Swiss brands, namely Rolex. Today, we're going to have a look at their attempt at an Omega. This is the Lige LG8936. So let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. So today we're going to look at what a quite respected Chinese brand can do to homage a very well respected Swiss brand, and all of this is for $14, of course, including postage and packing from Shenzhen in China. So to start with, look at the dimensions. We have a 43mm diameter on the dial, quite a long 52mm lug to lug, and a 20mm lug width, which is strange. When you get something longer than 50mm, you'll generally get a lug width of about 22, but this is 20. But it doesn't look so strange. 20 is fine. The height is quite a hefty beast at it's about 144 grams, including the bracelet, of which I have removed 4 links, but 144 grams as it stands. The height is 12.5 millimeters, which is quite deep considering it's a very flat back and there's no domed crystal. It's a very flat crystal. You, of course, have an alloy case, and the chrome application is quite neat on this one. Although, as you can see, and as what usually happens, the stainless steel doesn't match with chrome, so you're going to get that contrast between the colours there. But not to worry. Onto the right side of the case, you have quite a big crown. It's about 6mm, and it has some protection from these protruding guards here. It's a standard push-pull crown, and the first thing I like to do is, do we have a minute hand jump? So, as I always do, position the minute hand on the 12, and let's see if it moves at all when I push it in. No, it doesn't, that's fine. So, quite good action. Again, considering it's going to be a really cheap Chinese movement, it's still pretty good that the minute hand doesn't jump. The lugs, although they are quite long, 52mm, they do angle down quite a bit, so they do hug the wrist somewhat. Onto the top of the watch, the bezel. You have a standard aluminium bezel. I really like the colours of this bezel. They've really done a nice job of trying to match with the original Omega. That blue and that orange, they're both quite vibrant. And the numbers, let's kind of zoom in there. The numbers, they've done a nice job on the numbers. They're very neat. There's no splotching or overpainting. But the one problem with the bezel is this. Actually, let's start with the positive. It's a very nice action, very smooth. Not loose, but very smooth. It's a standard 60 click bezel with a loomed pip at the 12, which may just as well be just an unloomed pip. But the problem here we have is you have about, I guess, a 2-minute back play. That's going back 2 minutes. So don't go diving in this thing. Additionally, I should say, one missing feature, and I'm not sure if this is the case with the original Omega, but on the bezel, as you can see, it's scalloped. It's a really nice shape there. They've matched the Omega there, I think, but it doesn't give you much grip. I prefer a coin edge grip. It's not difficult to move, but I think I would prefer a coin edged or something more tactile to hold on to. Onto the crystal. As I mentioned, it's a very standard flat crystal, no anti-reflective, and Lige often advertise their crystals as being hardlex, which I think only belongs to Seiko. I'm not sure if it's hardlex or just a standard crystal. Now onto the inner parts on the face, on the dial. You have, and they do this a very good job of this, the textured dial is a wave pattern and it looks really nice. On the retort, you have as you can see, you have a mirrored retort which reflects the indices. All the indices are applied and bordered in metal. You have applied battens, a double batten at the 12, a single at the 6 and 9, and half a batten at the 3. All the other battens are round, and again they're bordered and applied with metal. In between these dots, you have the minute markers, which are just printed. On the 3, the reason why the 3 is half a batten is because of the date window. You have a date window bordered in metal. It's very small. I like that. Smaller the better for me. And the information on the dial. Below the 12, you have an applied Lige name and their logo. And above the 6, you have the information, let's kind of make that a bit clearer, 100 meters. So you get 30 meters water resistant, so no swimming with this thing, which is ironic because look at the dial. And below that, in orange, also printed, is the word professional. And again, I'm not sure if Omega puts that on their watches. And lastly, onto the hands. The hands are half skeletonized, and the half which is not skeletonized has been loomed. They're large, sword-shaped hands. I do like those hands. Although you have white on white with a black border, it is quite legible. And the second hand, a very vibrant orange with a lollipop about 3/4 of the way down. So the hands, all in all, very nice, long enough and very legible. And lastly, onto the back of the watch, you have a standard pop-off cover, hence you have 30 meters of water resistance. Basic information, water resistant, 1853, when Lige was not founded. They were founded about 10 years ago. And the ID, they always use the name Dream. Let me try and focus in on that one. If you can see that. Dream. I noticed they put that on all the backs of their covers, Dream. I don't know why. And of course, it's a stainless steel cover, which leads on to the last part of the watch, which is the stainless steel strap. So again, there is that contrast between the hues of the chrome on the case and it's brushed, it's slightly brushed, not matte, but slightly brushed, single individual links. They are solid links and joined with push pins. I've removed, as I said, I've removed 4 of them from my skinny wrist, and they are all connected with a butterfly deployment class. It's a really nice strap, actually, bit of heft to it to match with the case. So a good choice there, Lige, with the strap. All in all, a nice package. So as I mentioned on all the watches that I review, and is the main feature of this channel, is especially with these homage watches, don't compare them with the watches they are homaging, because obviously they're going to be nowhere near. Aesthetically, they can look quite similar, but what they cannot do anywhere close is to match the craftsmanship and the materials. But again, what I should stress is I want you to think about this regarding the price and then make a comparison between this watch or these Chinese copies and the original watches that they're trying to homage. I'm not sure how much the Omega is, but to repeat, this Lige, and it is a nice looking beast, is, including postage and packing, $14. Just $14. So I would recommend this to anyone with a wrist large enough to wear it. At 52 millimeter lug to lug, even with those lugs that do angle down, I tend to think it's slightly big for my 6.5 inch wrist. I wish it was bigger because I wish I could wear this with some confidence. But if you have a wrist bigger than a bird's leg, I would go for it. It's a great looking watch, feels good, and it does actually keep very good time. So there we have it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all again on the green chair with another bargain beater watch to review. Until then, take it easy.